What is going on, guys? Custom RC Mods here. Today is day 5 of the FliteTest Build Extravaganza. That's right, we're nearing the end, and today we've got a pretty simple build. We've got the FT Mighty Mini Aero. This is one of my all-time favorite planes. It's extremely durable, very smooth, and it's very agile as well. So I've already built this a few times, of course, and the nice thing about that is that I've already got all my electronics picked out that I've flown with this plane before. So we've got my push rods all cut to length, I've got my firewall all ready to go, and this power plant is just perfect for this application. It's one of those really cheap A2212 and 30 amp ESC combos that you get on Amazon, but I think it's geared perfectly for this. I've got my prop all chosen as well. These servos that I'm using today are 9-gram servos. Normally you use 4.5-gram servos, but I've been using these. I've cut off the side tabs, trying to make them as small as possible, and I think they work pretty well. So I've got my receiver as well. Unfortunately, I don't have a satellite for this because the wire actually broke that goes between the main receiver unit and the satellite. So I'm going to try to resolder that up or just get a new one because I don't like to fly without satellites, especially if I already have them. However, I think we're ready to go. We've got all my building supplies here, 2 sheets of foam. We're running out of foam. We're so close to the end, and I'll get you guys a little bit of an update as we move along. Alright, so I just finished up the build for the FT Mighty Mini Aero. I think it turned out pretty good overall. It took me about an hour, which I guess makes sense because I built this thing about 5 times already, and I love this plane. If you guys are looking to build something but you're on a time crunch, this is definitely the model for you. It's also very reliable, extremely durable because it's a pusher plane, of course, and this leading edge can really take a beating. Now, a few build notes that I have, of course, I'm running standard electronics on this, so we're running a huge battery on the bottom of the plane rather than like an 800 milliamp hour 3-cell inside the hatch here. So it's a 1300 milliamp hour, which is standard for like the Scout, and all the other planes that I'm building are actually running 1300 milliamp hours right now, and so is the Aero. So of course we're running 9-gram servos, which I had to cut out the cavities for a little bit more just so they'd fit, but overall I think that they're gonna be a little bit more reliable through the flying process. Of course, what I found with the 4.5-gram servos is that if you accidentally land it weird or break something, you know, if you crash it, you might break your servo pretty easily, but these 9 grams are very trustworthy. Now, it's a very easy plane to get a clean build on, so if you're looking for something that looks nice and smooth, there's not a lot of places to mess up on this plane and get like hot glue everywhere, so you're gonna have a lot of good luck altogether. It took me about 2 sheets of foam to get this thing done, and I'm really happy with the result. Let's go ahead, do some control surface tests. We've got our elevator working, ailerons working, and we of course got our mad power coming from the motor. And like I said, this is only on 3S. This is a 4S capable Aero, so I can't wait to try that out too. But first, let's keep it to 3S and let's go out for the Maiden. Alright, so we're out here for the Maiden of the FT Mighty Mini Aero, and just like normal, there is a slight breeze. This one is gusting from the east, but either way, this thing is known for performing well in wind, unlike some other planes that I've flown, but I'm not really worried for it, so let's go ahead. I think everything's checked out. There's nothing much else to do other than to give this thing a launch. Make sure all my control surfaces are going the right way. Oh, it needs some massive down trim. Massive down. I'm folding full up right now. But it does fly, it does fly. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and land and give it some down trim. Or some up trim. Alright, I'm flying one-handed. Giving it all the up trim while trying to fly it. Alright, that's all the up trim I have, and it's actually flying really good now. I didn't actually have to land like I thought I would. It's fast just like the Baron, but they're totally different beasts. This thing has a lot of different flight characteristics, of course. I feel a lot more comfortable
flying nice and low with it. For some reason, I think the Baron's just a little bit more touchy on the elevator. And of course, the nice thing about this plane is that it's a lot more durable than the Baron, so I can count on it just when I'm flying, especially in higher wind scenarios, because of its pushing abilities right now, rather than potentially breaking a prop when you crash. Lots of fun. It's kind of hard to keep orientation with this thing, especially with no tape on it, so that might be a thing we have to do before going too far. Yeah, it definitely needs some trimming still. This is hands off right here. You can see it's slowly going into a spiral of death. But either way, yeah, either way, it's still flying. It's pretty darn smooth if you're asking me. All right, let's do a slow approach, just see how slow I can fly this thing at. We're at about a quarter throttle right now, flying super low. Yeah, we might have to do some sub trimming on this. I'm using full right elevator and it still wants to spiral down to the left, but all right. Well, I'm glad this thing flies. Let's go ahead and bring it down for a little bit of an approach here. It's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna see if I can hand catch it, but you never know. Nope, nope. Almost had it. Almost had it. Let's work on trimming it out a little more so it can fly hands off a little better. I got it. I got it. That was a very rough landing, but I got it. Don't worry. Hit me right in the face. I'm glad that this thing flies the way that I remember it, and it's gonna need some work, but I'm glad we got it built. So thanks guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.